Dane, good morning, man. How you doing over there?
Hey, morning, Josh. Just enjoying another good morning after a torrential downpour last night.
Yeah,
We got through it unscathed, so ready for a great day.
same here, man. It's a tournament weekend here in
Yeah,
Kansas, which in the United States, we're at 7 a.m. our time, and the guests will be
yeah,
bringing on here in just a little bit is a little bit farther out in their time zone, Dane. But I got to tell you about this guest we're going to be bringing on here in a
yeah,
moment. You know me, obviously, I'm a humongous comic book nerd. I love it.
yeah.
I'm
Absolutely.
gonna bet unashamedly love comic books, and I've been following this amazing lady for quite some time,
Yeah,
Elena Casagrande, an Eisner winner. We bring it on in a moment. The body of work that this lady has done. You talk about art that I'll never even be able to
yeah,
imagine. She's drawn it. She can
yeah,
think it. She can draw it. Right.
yeah,
So currently working on Blade series, done things with DC and Marvel. Just been all over the spectrum of just amazing art. And
yeah,
as you and I have talked about from day one, we love to showcase those female leaders in every field. And this
yeah.
is one of those
Absolutely.
fields to where the world of comic books has just exploded over the past couple decades.
Yeah,
Someone like herself who is at the top of her craft and is just world renowned. We're truly, truly blessed and lucky to get her on the show,
yeah,
Dane. So
yeah.
um,
Absolutely.
I want to value her time and get right down to it and bring on this amazing artist. Elena, how are you today, my friend?
I'm okay. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thanks for considering me a leader in my field.
Yeah,
Yes. Well, I love your work, Elena. You're an artist and you're amazing. So I just
yeah,
keep you're amazing.
Thank you so much. I'm
Of
just
course.
trying to do my best.
Well, it's evident that you're
yeah. I
doing
was
it.
gonna
So I'm
say you're clearly your best is more than enough.
gonna So, so Lena, I'm going to jump into these questions set in honor of your time for you. So, my first question, when I look at, I can't decide because I love all of your work, but
Yeah.
take me back when you began drawing. Obviously, every artist has their story. Maybe this was something you started doing as a child. When did you begin creating art? How old were you, and when did this all begin for you, if you will?
Mm.
I started to draw since I have memory. I always thought myself with a pencil in my hand. It's the manner how I spent most of the time in my childhood just drawing. I
Love.
was a very introvert kid, so I spent a lot of days just drawing my days, my relatives, my friends. Indeed, in all over my classrooms, I
Huh.
was the one who can draw for everybody.
Love it.
And
Wow.
but just after the high school, it came to my mind that it could be not only a passion but also a job. And I attended to comic school in Rome
Yes.
for 3 years. And there I knew my teacher and my first mentor, Del
Mm.
Messina, who was already working for the US comics market. So I enter in the industry like his assistants, and
Yeah.
we worked together for almost a year. And I
Mm.
started to work for IDW Publishing
Mm.
on licensing product like Ghost Whisper, Angel, Star
Yeah.
Trek.
Oh,
Uh,
yes. I'm very familiar. Big fan
Yeah.
of you.
a
Absolutely.
lot
Yes.
of TV shows.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's how it started. For me it had been like a natural process.
Yeah.
Obviously I did my portfolio reviews, I asked for editors, and most of the time um, they answered me, we'll see, you know.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
but the other chance came one after the others.
Sequential. Yeah.
Yeah, sequential, and until
Here we
now.
are.
Just built.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad you started doodling as a child and then it turned into
Yeah.
this amazing career, right, Dane? Would you say? Go ahead.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the things that we took a look through some of your catalog that you have on your various social media accounts, and I mean, you just get blown away by the imagination and the creativity that you have, which kind of leads to my next question. With all the things that you've done, what are maybe some of your favorite characters, or maybe as much as you can talk about, what are maybe some of your favorite characters that you've done, or maybe some of your favorite series in the past that you've drawn for?
Tough question, huh?
So I have two favorite projects I worked on. The first have been Suicide Risk, written by Mike Carey for Boom Studios, and it has been my favorite for a lot of years, because me and Mike created a whole new world. Serious, and I could try new different way to show characters, environments, also technique, because in that moment I started to use gray tones on my pages. And Mike writes so well that it has been the first time that I didn't want to spoil on the story. So I asked to my editor, please don't tell me anything about the story. I want to read month after month with the script of the issues. And it was also my very long stories, but because it lasts like 2 years and a half.
Wow.
So the first big project I worked on. And right after that, it became Black Widow.
Yes, yes, yes.
With Black Widow, I had another chance to enjoy myself into putting everything I really liked into pages. With Kelly, the harmony, the feeling between
Chemistry,
was very high from the first moment. So I really enjoy into putting images what she wrote, and was very easy and interesting how she and my editors let me experiment
I love it.
and put everything in the pages from my memories and from what I like in my past.
Elena, it's amazing because I watched and Dane and I talk about this. Dane is a coach, and I've been a musician for many years. To me, like, making music comes natural. To you, I can't fathom how to create things on paper the way you do. And when I watch you make this, like, because Suicide Risk was a great story, you're right. It's like, is there more? Is there more? It's so good, right? And then I watch what you make. To me, what you do is one of the hardest forms of art I've ever seen. Like, making it on paper, and then it's not subjective, it is factual. You're amazing. So I guess my question, the influence that you are leaving, ladies like yourself and our friend Joelle Jones, ladies like you are leaving a mark on the scene, so to speak. You're basically leaving your impression. You're influencing others. I'm curious, as I kind of look at influences that you leave on others, who's maybe an artist or two that's really impressed you or influenced you personally, you know?
Well, so as I told you before, I was an introvert kid. So beyond the drawing, I spend a lot of time into listening music alone with my headphone, or watching anime, Japan anime, or reading manga. Okay. So on one side there was this kind of exercise where when I listen the music, I just create in my mind images, and I spent a lot of hours in this way. So maybe it's my way to grow up my creativity. Okay. On the other side, I spent a lot of days and hours into reading mangas.
Okay.
a lot of manga, and one of my favorite was I don't know if you know City Hunter
Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh yeah.
from
Oh yeah.
by Tsukasa Ojo. Okay,
Yeah. Wow.
and
Okay.
and on the other side, as soon as I attended to do the comic school, I had to im improve my culture, my comics culture, and I started to read also American comic books.
Okay.
And the first crush I had was Hellblazer uh,
Yes. Yes.
with Marcel Frusin on the art and Azzarello on the story. So I had these two point in my heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Manga with Tsukasa Ojo that had always very clean line in his style,
Hmm.
and on the other hand, Frusin or Risso with black and white in the pages. And I had to find a way to mix those two, three
Yeah.
authors.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Wow.
That's amazing. I'm over here
Yeah.
salivating just because like everything you're saying. I love Hellblazer, and Dana and I we've talked about this many times, and now I see the manga reference. I didn't even think about it before, Elena. So now I can see this amazing artist, like you
Yeah.
said, and it blows my mind even more as Dane takes four that you're
Yeah.
doing this and no one's even pushing you. It's just, I call it a prodigy, Dane. But you
Yeah.
know, go
Yeah. Yeah. I
ahead.
mean, that's what I love about what you do, or any artist that, takes a story, like you say, you read the story and then you interpret it from what's in your mind and put it on paper, and it just works so seamlessly. Like you said, chemistry is what you need with the writers. So
yeah.
now, as you go through 2024, we know that you're very busy with the things that you do. What are some of the things you're looking forward to? Maybe some of the projects or that you can talk about that you're looking forward to as the 2024 goes on.
Yeah.
So I can talk about what I'm doing right now, but I can
Okay.
talk my desire.
Okay. Okay.
I would like to find again the kind of chemistry between me and any writer who
Okay.
is agreeable. I'd like to draw a story where the hero, the main character, could be very in crisis. And I would like to show how someone who's really arrived at the lowest point of his her life can rise again. This is
Yes.
the the
I love
uh,
what you're saying. Yeah. The Phoenix Rising, right? Type situation,
yeah, yeah.
right?
I
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
like to do something like that.
Okay.
Maybe I'm in that point of my life. I need to know
Yeah.
there's something for hope or
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like that.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah,
So kind of a resurgence Phoenix Rising type story. So to all my comic book friends out there listening, let's link up with Elena. Let's get a series going. I gave you some cool names. I'm just kidding. Really, that's awesome. So I look forward to seeing more of your work. Of course, I know you can't
Yeah.
talk about some things. We won't nudge.
Yeah.
We get it, but we can't wait to see it. Once it's
Yeah.
out there, we'll be waiting to see it, and we'll be reading it and consuming it. So thank you for that. Elena, there's a segment I told you about briefly, but I promised you I wouldn't give it away. The segment that the fans love. We do something that is called rapid fire. Okay. Now, don't worry, you don't have to answer instantly, but this is meant to be a whimsical segment of the show. What this is, we have 5 questions for you, and you
Yeah.
get to pick one or the other. Now, there's no wrong answer. You feel what you feel is right, and you say it, and we'll go from there. What this is, Dane and I, we kind of bet on what you're going to say. We think we know what you're going to answer, so it's kind of like a bet, if you will, that we're betting on you. We want to see who gets closer. Maybe I'm more right, or maybe Dane's more right. Does that make sense? So in this question set, imagine that reality is off the table. Obviously, in the world of comic
Yeah.
books, we like to open our minds and go beyond reality. So you can go back in time in this segment. You can go into the future. Time and reality does not exist for this segment of the show. Okay, kind of a
okay.
personality test. So your first question. They're going to take you as you are now. It's 2024, the world-renowned artist that you are. They're going to transplant you back in time, back into the early 20th century. Elena, we have two ideas. We want you to be known for making one of these two iconic comic book characters. You can be the one who creates them. Now, here's your two choices. You can be responsible for creating Batman, which I dearly love, or you can also be responsible for creating Magneto, which I dearly love. Batman or Magneto, which one would you choose if you could pick? Oh my gosh, I had that one. I really, really did. I love Magneto. Dane, how about you, Dane?
Yeah, Magneto. Yeah. There's so many ways you can go with that.
Yeah, I like the Drayton characters. You know, not the characters that are only black and white.
Yeah.
Maybe also Batman is a borderline character, but Magneto is a way better. Yeah.
Anti-hero, is that the right phrase? He's kind of what he is, maybe a little bit. So I love him. Have you seen him in the X-Men 97 yet, by the way? It's amazing. Like
I started on the second episode.
It's very, very good. I'm telling you, it hits the heart. You'll love it. So so question 2, they're going to take you again. This is a traveling back in time question. This is a bit of a broad range because it's going to span several centuries, the 1900s. And this also is way back in time. They're taking you as you are now. Again, they're world-renowned artists, and they say, Elena, we'd like you to go on national television and have a game of Pictionary against one of these two legendary artists. Check this out. You can play a game of Pictionary against Salvador Dali. I love him. Great body of work. Or you can play Pictionary against Da Vinci. Dali, Da Vinci, Pictionary against Elena. Who are you choosing?
Oh, Da Vinci.
Oh my gosh, I had Dali. I really did. I had Dali.
Right. You know why?
I did.
Because I think that Leonardo could spend a lot of time in drawing. I could be faster than him.
You're faster. I love it. I absolutely love it. So good. All right, so Dane and I have one. Dane has one. So question 3, it's a secret project, but Marvel approaches you and they say, hey, Elena, for the year 2025, we'd like you to make a series, as you were speaking of, right? They want you to create a comic book series, okay? But they tell you, Elena, the 2 topics you can write about is something very, very crazy. You've never been given these topics before. You have to make your superhero out of one of these 2 objects, okay? So your 2 objects you can make your story about is either a baked potato. You have to make a series about baked potato, or you have to make a series about a Jello. Baked potato or Jello. You have to make a comic book series about one of those 2 objects. Which one are you going to go with?
What is Jello?
Jello. It's a gelatin, gelato. Gelato.
Okay.
Yeah. We got her, Dane. Potato. So you could have the fighting potato, right?
Yeah. Who don't love potato?
Yeah, you're right. That'd be awesome. Dane, what'd you have on that?
I had the Jello. I had the Jello.
Okay.
I thought.
Okay.
But I guess now that I think about it, potatoes you can do more with. They can come in different forms. There you go.
You could say they have many layers, right? Peel back the layers. No pun intended. I love it. So two more on the rapid fire, Elena. So they're gonna write a book about you. Okay, we're gonna say it's the year 2027, and they're gonna write a book about your story, your life story. And you can have one of these 2 amazing lady artists narrate on Audible or whatnot. Your 2 choices to vocalize your audiobook are Lady Gaga, Lover, or you can have Shakira vocalize your audiobook. Lady Gaga, Shakira, who's going to narrate your audiobook?
Lady Gaga.
I knew it. I had that one. I really did. I got that one right. Dane, how about you, Dane?
Oh, yeah. Lady Gaga. Yeah. There's no other choice.
Love it. I love it. I love it. So final one here. Okay, Elena. So the year is 2007. This was a very popular pastime 15 years ago. Guitar Hero. It's a video game series. We've all loved it. We all kind of grew up playing Guitar Hero. So you get invited to an award ceremony, a music ceremony. And 2 of these ladies say, Elena, we'd like to play you on stage in a round of Guitar Hero. Okay. And you can choose your opponent. Both these ladies are awesome, but you can choose your opponent in this Guitar Hero showdown. You can choose Madonna, absolutely love her, love Madonna, or you can choose Gwen Stefani. Madonna, Gwen Stefani, Guitar Hero, who are you going against?
That's hard.
Stumping you.
Maybe Madonna.
Let's go. I had you. I really
Yeah.
did, because I could just connect that. Dane, would you have?
Oh
Did you
yeah.
have that one?
Yeah, that was a tough one because both of
Yeah.
them are really flamboyant and showmen or showwomen.
Yeah.
So
She has
tough.
Artistic.
she have more experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I went with exactly.
I saw the artistic side of it because your artistic vision. So thank you, Elena, for that. That's this little segment called Rapid Fire. So I appreciate you being a good sport in that segment. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Go ahead, Dane.
Yeah, Elena, in this final segment, we call it open mic. You know, our viewers and listeners are a lot of, younger crowd. We try to help them through their life with influences like yourself that do great things and are a big female influence. Is there maybe a philosophy or something that you can tell our young viewers maybe to help them along their way, some wise words to help them on their path?
There's something that I tell to my students, because I'm also a teacher.
Mhm.
That is, if you want to do this job, but also any kind of job you love, you have the right to be depressed along the way to reach your job, but
Mm.
you have the obligation to don't
Yeah.
surrender. Okay. You
Okay.
have to try constantly. Keep trying. Keep to be um,
Keep going, right? Is that?
um, trained. Okay,
Oh,
trained
okay. Yeah.
to do your job.
Practice. Okay.
Try to learn from everyone, from the high artists to the low artists, because
Mm.
I think everyone has something to teach you.
Yeah.
Try to know the market, because it's important
Mm.
not to be isolated from what is around you, both in the comics industry, but also in other media or on the social. You have to be updated constantly.
Mm.
And especially when you think that there's something wrong inside you, maybe it's time to change something. I mean, I received one time a question that was which is the reason you wake up in the morning and continue
Mm.
to do your job day by day. Okay, my the only answer that came to my mind is because it's the only thing that I'm able to do. Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's not something maybe I fought for in the years, because at the end I found a very natural process for me, and
Mm.
maybe when things are natural, maybe it's the right way you have to follow. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. The
Wow.
resistance you're saying, we're processing what you're saying, Elena, because it's powerful. You're telling us that sometimes, even if it doesn't feel right, it's still right because this is what you were born to do. When I look at you and like you tell your students, this is what you were born to do, right, Dane? I mean,
Yeah, and I particularly love when you said learning from everyone, from the top to the bottom. They bring something to you that you can learn. So
mm,
never shut anybody out. Everybody has something
Yeah,
to
because
help you.
life it's on not only what happened on the desk, it's
Yeah,
yeah.
always what happens around you,
yeah,
and you
Wow.
can bring you have around you on your desk. So
yeah.
that
Yeah.
everyone and everything is important.
Wow.
That's so powerful, Elena, the humility of that. Someone who's considered to be the best, you still learn from others. It's neat to know
Yeah,
that someone like yourself has no problem learning from a novice. That is so
yeah,
amazing to hear. That's gracious. It's grace, right, Dane? I'm struggling to explain that the way I want to say it.
yeah. I mean, each ring in my head is the obligation to not surrender.
Yeah.
That's great. A great way to put it.
Man, wow. Well, Elena, it is an honor. Like I said, when I began messaging you about a year ago, thank you for making time to do this. This was something we wanted to wait till the time was right. I know you were
Mhm.
constantly busy. Dane and I owe you a debt of gratitude.
Yes.
We do
Yes.
say now that you've come on the show once, we call it an alum. So please be open in the future to coming back. Everyone loves you, and when we said that you were coming on,
But
everyone went crazy, wanting to hear from you.
next time I want your same cool background, okay?
Okay, that's fine. I'll get it to you. Absolutely. We can do that. Yes.
Okay.
But Elena, if you don't mind, I'll get this out as soon as we can. I'll send you
Yeah.
my
That's,
information so we can stay in touch. And
yeah.
thank you again for allowing us to connect with you and make a friend. And thank you for taking time to share some wisdom with us. Okay.
Yes.
So
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. A
thank you, my
lot.
friend. We'll get you back your day. You have a great rest of your day. Okay. Have a great day.
Okay.
God bless.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Dan, I'm telling you, man, she is an amazing lady. I absolutely love everything about Elena. What'd you think of her?
Again, I mean, you talk to people that are tops in their fields, and they always have something for you that you think you know quite a few things as you get older, but you can always learn more. And
Yeah.
her message was exactly that. What somebody needed to help kickstart their day.
She said something, Dane, where it's like she talked about because dude, she's top of her craft. Like everyone knows her. Like when you talk about
Yeah.
comics, she's the Black Widow girl. Like you say, like, oh, the Black Widow girl. Like she's known, right? She's known worldwide.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, I learned something from maybe some kid or somebody walking by.
Yeah.
The way that she's talking about never being afraid to learn from others, that is such humble humility. Think about in the
Yeah.
sport. You and I talked about this with coaching and all that. We may be at top of our game, and somebody comes
Yeah.
along and is better that we don't even
Yeah.
know is
Yeah.
better, right?
Like,
You know.
yeah, like we've always said. I mean, I tell my daughter there's 7 billion people in this world, and everybody has a different set of eyes.
Yeah.
Maybe go and they can tell you with a way they see it, and you'll learn something new with
Mm.
everyone you talk to. So it's a great message, powerful.
I'm so glad that, man, we got her on. It's long overdue, but she's amazing. So
Yeah.
we'll make sure it's not the last time.
Yeah.
So I just can't express my gratitude enough. That's
Yeah.
another
Absolutely.
not bucket list, but a lifeless item for Dan and I. So we can't wait to have her back on and see her new projects and all that. If you guys haven't checked it out, she was referring to a series called The Suicide Risk. It's a really good series.
Yeah.
Great body of work. She's worked with Blade. Check out some recent Blade stuff, and just the list goes on and on and on. So you guys, on behalf of Dane and Josh and Elena, don't forget, as always, that we love you. And Dane,
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
very much,
listening.
guys.